This is where the community is connected. 980 AM WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Macon and Middle Georgia. It's time for Village Talks with Tia and LJ. Join them live every Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM WDDO. Log on to the Glory 107.9 FM on Facebook or YouTube to become a part of the conversation. Let's go live into the studio for Village Talks with Tia and LJ.
Is your child struggling with reading, writing, learning loss, and a culturally irrelevant curriculum? Do you want your child to be outstanding at reading and writing and also take pride in their culture? Then you want Reading Revolution Online. Reading Revolution Online is a web-based reading support program. We serve scholars in grades K through 8, and through our innovative approach, we help them build reading confidence and cultural identity development, equipping them for success in school and life. They learn about Black heroes and sheroes through captioned videos, reading selections, and other activities. Reading Revolution Online is an experience for the whole family. Do it for the culture. Go to readingrevolution.org and get your membership today.
Hello, village people. Thank you so much for giving us or joining us this evening on Village Talks. Welcome to Village Talks, the freshest radio show and guidecast, bringing you conversations centered on community and culture from the 478 and beyond. I am Tia Lockhart. And as y'all might see, we don't have LJ in the building with us today, but we do have the wonderful commissioner. You want to go ahead and
Hi, I'm Commissioner District 8. That will be Blue Hill out to Heath Road.
That's right. Yeah, and we are here today to finish up our series on Black History Month. This is the last week of Black History Month. We will be having a special guest to join us in the studio soon. But I want to just first start off by thanking our sponsors. We have Assembly Brothers with Sherman Kine. We have Habersham Records with Miss Pat Malone. We also have Dr. Chike Akul, who was here in Macon last weekend or over the weekend doing a book signing at Homeland Village. And to round out our sponsors, we have Homeland Village Cultural Center and Abijah Kirkland Hodges. So we want to thank so much to our sponsors. We want to thank our audience for tuning in with us. You all remember you can join us on the radio at 107.9 FM or 980 AM. You can also catch our Facebook live streaming on the Glory 107.9, or you can catch us on YouTube, The Glory. We're also streaming on X, the previous Twitter, and as well as you can listen to us on www.wddo.live. So we can go ahead and get into it. We have some comments. I don't know if these are current. We have Mr. Wade Horton, who says, hello, guys, listening from his yoga class at the Wellness Center Hotel. Look, and I just said it. I'm sorry, Wade. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in. This is the Big Chris 71 says, at work right now, but I'll pull up with my crew for your next stream. Okay. And yeah, we can go ahead and get into what's happening in the news.
Okay, so here's what's happening around the city and throughout Middle Georgia. Now through Friday, March 13th, there's early voting. Macon Bibb District 5 special election. The candidates are Andrea Cook, Edward Foster, Yerlisha Hill, Landon Justice, Chester Gibbs, Stephanie Stevens Lantham. Early voting for the Macon Bibb District 5 Commissioner special election began on Monday, and it runs through Friday, March 13th. Election day is Tuesday, March 17th. I'm just going to say that don't wait till the last minute to go vote, even though it says Tuesday, March 17th. I'm sure the polls will be open until 7 o'clock.
Right.
Those are the ones that you go to your home poll. So early special election, early voting is at the mall, at the Board of Elections, and North Macon Gym. If you live in District 5, this is your opportunity to participate in choosing your next commissioner. Make sure you verify your polling location, make a plan, and encourage others in your household to do the same. Civic participation is how we protect the story and shape the future.
That's right.
I've been looking at the numbers so far. It's a very low turnout. People been complaining that they haven't had any representation in District 5. This is the time for your voices to be heard.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear people say, it don't matter who we vote for. Let's find out. Let's challenge it and see if we can make a difference. Because I'm sure if we get out and we make a vote, I'm sure that our voices have to be heard.
That's right. That's right. And I think it's so important with this election, especially after having the previous commissioner of District 5 step down to run for a statewide for lieutenant governor. This is definitely our opportunity. I've heard community residents, I'm a resident of District 5 myself, and I've heard, many people say that they haven't felt like there was representation, that our county commissioner was not available, didn't show up, didn't participate in the growth of our community. So, for everyone in District 5, whether it be Unionville, Pleasant Hill, Cherokee Heights, Vineville, Ingleside, wherever you are located, if you are in District 5, make sure that you get out to vote. Carpool if you need to go early voting, if it'll be more convenient. If you're not sure where your precinct is, you can always go to the My Voter page to figure out your polling location. But definitely make sure, if not, you, like Commissioner Bryant said, don't wait to the last minute. If you do wait to the 17th, make sure you have a plan to vote. But you are able to early vote today through the 13th, which is the last Friday prior to the general election, that special election. So y'all make sure y'all get out, because it is so imperative that we get, a commission that, will listen to the needs of the people and get out and vote. And before we get to the rest of the news, we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Hello.
Maybe they don't want to talk. They thought they were going to talk to LJ.
I don't know, right? All right. Well, with that, if you caller, if you could hear us, I'm not sure what's going on, but feel free to give us a call back in, and we can go ahead and continue with the news.
Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, so no problem.
We can hear you now.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. This is my first time joining the broadcast, so I was thinking that I'd call in and listen. So I don't know how things operate. I was just calling in and listening. Just my name is Bumani Secure. I just want to show my support.
Okay, but yes. Okay, so no, the call in number is just to kind of, if you want to provide any feedback, give us your thoughts or concerns, you can feel free to call back in. We're going to be talking to giving the accountability check question once the news is done. So you are more than welcome to call in. But yeah, you can just tune in on Facebook Live. We're on the Glory 107.9.
Okay.
We're live there. But we appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much.
Oh, no doubt. No problem. I appreciate it, though.
All right, thank you. Peace and blessings. All right.
Okay, so they got Friday, February 28th. Is that supposed to be Saturday?
It's supposed to be Saturday.
Okay. Saturday, February 28th from 9 to 5, we will be having the Black Family Reunion. It will be, it will be sponsored by Apostle Rozier and Bishop Scott.
Right. So the Glory Media Group and the Roscoe Tours, those are Apostle and Bishop's company organizations. Yes.
It will be down at the Carolyn Creighton Park, formerly known as the Central City Park.
That's right.
So we calling all neighborhood organizations, churches, and families to come on out. The Glory Media Group and Roscoe Tours present the Black Family Reunion, a celebration of the unity we share as Black people worldwide. You can expect live music, spades, dominoes, and chess tournaments. I play all of them, so I'm going to be all in them. Team games and group activities, vendor market and food vendors, free family photos. Also, have a young lady. She's gonna come and do Zumba for us about 11:30.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. You know, it's a lot of people that I don't get to see because I don't go that many places other than seem like just I go out to like meetings and maybe some community events, but I'm excited. I hope this is a good turnout. This is a good place for everybody to share their love and share some of their thoughts on things that are going around in making and things that we need, some of the issues that we're having, whatever, but mostly just positive vibes only. It's going to have security there. And we just hope that people just come out and show some love, have a good time, you know, kind of leave the stress behind.
Right. And we're still confirming, y'all. So make sure you contact 478-978-5865 or 478. I'll be almost forgetting my own phone number. 478-335-2187. If you haven't registered, please make sure y'all contact us. Again, that number 478-978-5865 or 478-335-2187. We are looking forward to it. Hopefully the weather turns in our favor because y'all know it is Macon, it's Georgia, and this weather just do what it want to do. So
I see it say bring your tents and grills and come fellowship. Yes. But don't forget to bring y'all chairs also.
Yes, absolutely.
Your fold up chairs, the ones you take to the football game, the ones you take to the when you go out of town and sit on the beach. Bring your chair to sit in, something that's comfortable, so that you can be there for part of the day. Now, I have a question. What part of Central City, for the people that want to know, what part are they going to be prepared to be in? Like the front part?
It's right in the front. So yeah, as soon as you enter in to Central City Park, we'll be right in the front area, and we'll cover right through the area where the gazebo is before you get to the skate park.
Okay. So do they have to register to just come and sit up? Like if they bringing a family, they bringing their kids, they have to register to come sit up for?
Yes, please register. So there is no charge for families. Make sure you register either by calling either one of those numbers. Make sure that y'all reach out to us so we can get your family count and get you set up in an area in the park. Otherwise, we're going to have vendors there, and they're going to be set up as well. So you can kind of just mingle if you didn't set up to actually bring space for a tent or your chairs, but everybody is welcome.
Okay, so is everybody bringing food, or is it? I heard you say about the food trucks. So
so it's gonna be food trucks, but you can also bring your own grill and grill out yourself. So it's really up to to everyone who's coming out. If they want to bring grills, they want to come out and support some of the food vendors that'll be out there. It's gonna be everything. So it's gonna be all day, and so we want to make sure that everybody is covered. From the morning till the evening before the sun go down.
Okay. So do we have any speakers or anything? I know they said they were going to have a registration table for voter registration table.
Yes. There are a few different vendors that have already signed up. There's going to be a DJ there. So it'll be music. I did not know about the Zumba. So it might be a few things that I'm not 100% sure on. It sounds like it's going to be some surprises in store for everybody. So Commissioner Bryan put me on the spot, but I'm going to let y'all know that it's just be in store for a great time. So make sure y'all sign up and register for the event this coming Saturday. We'll have t-shirts going on sale. There is a link to register and sign up to pay the vendor fees and things like that. So I'll drop that link in the chat momentarily. But yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Okay. Also happening on Saturday, February 28th from 1 to 3 p.m. It's called the Front Room Sessions. This will be at the Tubman Museum at 310 Cherry Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a poetic piece. Arts presents the Front Room Sessions hosted by YO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is an intimate cultural gathering featuring conversations, storytelling, poetry, singing and music, dancing, IVP pizza, love, good people, and cool vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Young folks, elders, everybody is invited to come express themselves, listen, learn, and grow. Admission to the Tubman will be $10 for an adults, $9 for seniors, students, military, and for the Tubman members. If you got that membership, it's free. Support the Tubman Museum and our cultural institutions. Tia, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I just want to say YO, and if y'all don't know YO Latimer, she's been doing things for a long time here and making. So if you can, go in between, you want to do some a little bit time at the family reunion, get over to the Tubman, come back to the museum, come back to the park to Central City. But she's been doing some phenomenal things in the community. I'm looking forward to her Guns Down event that'll be coming back up in April. Hopefully we can get her on the show soon. But yes, I believe that I haven't got to visit for a front room session, but I heard they are phenomenal and it's a real good vibe. So if you are able, y'all go check that out. Support the Tubman. It's enough time and space for everybody to enjoy, everything that's happening this weekend.
Okay. Sunday, March the 1st at 3:30 p.m. Edward C. Foster will be having a fundraiser and a meet and greet, and it will be at the Society Garden at 2389 Ingleside Avenue. And I'm hearing that is going to be Reggae Sunday.
Ooh.
So if you like Reggae Sunday,
yeah.
their Society Garden is bringing it back. Now, there's no charge to get in to the Society Garden because typically the clientele is free that day. But if you would like to, while you're there and talking with Edward, and you would like to give him a donation, I'm sure he wouldn't turn it down.
That's right.
So make sure everybody come out and let's just have a great weekend. We starting off Saturday and Sunday. This is an opportunity to hear directly about his vision,
Right.
ask questions, connect with the neighbors, engage in conversations about affordable housing and responsible growth. Community engagement is about showing up and staying informed. And I'm just going to say, as once being a candidate, it's very important when candidates they're being visible and they're showing up to places. Very important that the community in District 5 gets involved because that's where you get to ask them those questions without being a formal setting. You get to talk to them and see what their ideas and visions are beforehand. Right. So make sure you all take every opportunity to meet the candidates when it's available.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's important because even not just him, but I know Kerry Hatcher has been making his rounds because he's going to be running for Board of Education. So anytime you have an opportunity to engage candidates who have the potential of, serving you as a constituent, make sure that you take on that opportunity, ask all the questions that you can, make sure and fill those candidates out, make sure that they're approachable, make sure that they're able to be someone who will engage with you, engage with the community. So yeah, absolutely. And if it's reggae, I believe that's Dean Brown and his band. Yeah,
that's what she said.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's what she said. I wasn't familiar, but that's what she said. Okay. She was like,
yes.
Dean Brown.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it.
Registration deadline, March the 30th, 2026, is a third annual Juneteenth Junior Deputy. Ooh, I almost messed the word up.
You got it though.
Say it to you.
Debutante
presentation. Presented by Making Black Culture. Mm-hmm. Girls currently in 4th through 7th grade are invited to participate in this empowering cultural experience, celebrating Juneteenth, confidence, leadership, and sisterhood. Highlights include confidence, building workshops, cultural pride in education, a formal debutante presentation. Registration fee is $100. For more information, contact Macon Black Culture. So that means if they're doing this, that means Cherry Blossom is coming up.
Yes, Cherry Blossom is coming up, and then the Debutante Ball kind of kicks off Juneteenth. So everything we getting into spring, y'all. The weather is kind of helping us. It might be confusing us a little bit, but we getting there. So yeah, Cherry Blossom is what, the last week of March.
I think it starts like the 20th through the 29th, but don't quote me because I'm not looking at a calendar. I don't even know. But don't quote me. It's probably about the last week of March. And this weather, I don't know, we go from cold to hot to rainy to back to cold to rainy. So I just don't. I don't know. I just try to wear long sleeves and long pants all year long.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, and then y'all just make sure that if you have any other events that you would like featured, you can leave them in the comments. You can give us a call in. Again, the phone number is 478-250-1444.
Okay.
All right, and then we want to go ahead and we want to check some of the comments. Let's see. We have Miss Jeanette Goff says hello. Hello, Miss Jeanette. She has been a big supporter. Thank you so much for tuning in. Carmen Chantel says hello, ladies. Hello, Miss Carmen. LJ Malone. Hey, he says great evening, y'all. He also says I love you too, babe. And then Carmen also says Edward C. Foster for District 5. Yes, go out support. And again, y'all, he has that event coming up on Sunday. So make sure y'all check that out. Patrick Davis says good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Frank Mathis, a.k.a. Sherm, Big Sherm, says, hey, y'all. Hey, Sherman.
Hey, Sherman.
Julia Callahan says this duo is everything. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything y'all doing. And Miss Renalda Scott, yes, Miss Chairman says, good evening, everyone. Get out and vote. District 5 special election is happening now. Yes, y'all. Get to those early voting polls and make sure y'all go out there.
So I want to give a quick shout out to Julia Callahan. So Thursday, we had Macon Day at the Capitol.
Okay.
And I registered through my job, but it was through the Chamber of Commerce. And Julia and Renata and Miss Ernestine, they were very instrumental in making sure I knew what to do. I didn't have a team that guided me to tell me what I was supposed to do and where I was supposed to go. I didn't even have a fish fry ticket, but Miss Julia Callahan made sure I got it. And, I sent them an email about it, and I told them, I don't know if this is intentional or it's miscommunication, but for the next commissioner and that y'all send up here, and that does not, right, but make sure that they have
the process,
that they know the process. But all in all, it was a good day. I can adapt to any, situations, and I know people, some are everywhere.
Right.
So, even if they weren't up there, I still had some people that work at the Capitol. They don't work in the legislative part, but they work in the judicial part.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've only been to the Capitol once. I went one time last year to give some legislation on community health workers, and so that was my first experience, and it was very interesting. It was a little fast paced, but it was definitely a learning experience, and it was good to kind of see how the process works a little bit, to get to talk to some of the representatives and things like that. So that's awesome. And Julia, she says you're the best and deserve the best, our hardworking commissioner. Thank you. Yeah, and Julia is awesome. She is everywhere doing everything. She's an advocate at any moment that she is able to be. So we appreciate you, Julia. Thank you so much. And then Bomani, he says Black history is 365 and also 366 days a year. That's awesome. And then Donald Druitt says, keep the messages coming. We gotta vote. That's right.
Right.
Yes. And if you are able to carpool, y'all make sure y'all get together, get with our seniors, get with anybody that you need to get with to make sure that you get out and vote.
And I think some people said that they're going to be providing rides. I know as it gets closer, I think they'll give that information to Bishop Scott and Apostle Rozier. They'll definitely, but I'll take some people to the poll. We're not voting in District 8, so they can call me or Bishop them can call me and I'll take some people to the polls. So we just need for them to get there. We don't need for them to say that
Absolutely.
it's not, they don't have a ride. This time we need to make sure we turn out in droves.
Absolutely, absolutely, y'all. And so, if you need a ride, don't be afraid to ask for assistance because assistance is available. Resources are here. We just want to make sure that everyone turns out for the vote. Regardless of who you vote for, what your thoughts are, you have to exercise your right to vote. Your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. So, make sure y'all. Be on the lookout for any information and contact Commissioner Bryan or anyone else who you have heard that is providing rides for voters in District 5. And then Julia says, if anyone is interested in learning on how to lobby state legislators, contact our Macon Bibb Dems, Macon Bibb County Democratic Committee. And Ashley Woodford says, hey y'all, what time did y'all start? I was trying to get on time. Yes, Ashley, we start at 5:30, 5:30 to 6:30 every Wednesday. So it's all right. You can always play it back. Y'all make sure we appreciate y'all love in the comments. And we're about to be getting into the accountability check question. And so feel free to give us a call in 478-250-1444. We would love to hear from y'all. And with that, Commissioner, did you want to go ahead and let everybody know the accountability check question?
Our accountability check question for this week is, how do we actively preserve and pass down our local Black history in everyday life beyond just 1 month a year? For me, I like the comment that somebody said 365, 366.
That's right.
We should be teaching our kids about Black history. We should be teaching them about, I'm not going to get to naming people, but about Martin Luther King, what he stood for, Malcolm X, mega ever. We should be teaching them about Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman.
Right.
They're trying to erase history, our Black history. And we should be teaching them because we can't go forward if we don't know where we came from. If we don't know that the people have struggled, had these struggles behind us, and they fought for us to be here. Now, even on this podcast, they fought for us to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to say too, especially being here in Macon, because there is so much rich history just here locally. We have so many dynamic Black leaders, both alive and who have passed on. So we have Charles Douglas. We have this.
Otis Redding.
Otis Redding. That's right. Little Richard. Yeah, we have Ruth. What is it? Ruth.
Wow. I know that.
I just forgot her name, y'all. So please forgive me.
She's
Miss Ruth Mosley.
Yes.
But yeah, we have Jefferson Long. We have people naming it, as she said, local history maker Jefferson Franklin Long, Ruth Hartley Mosley. Thank you so much. Rodney Davis, Charles Douglas. Absolutely. So, we have local history. Then we have the Tubman Museum that's always has something going on. We have Miss Ashley Woodford, who is the chair over the education committee. Or is that right, Ashley? If I'm wrong, correct me. But, they're always there doing events for the youth. There was just a phenomenal event, Youth Says program, where the children role played different leaders. So make sure y'all that like Commissioner said, 365, there is so much history, and then there is so much history that has been taught to us in a way where it's not given true value to those historians. Like even when we speak on MLK, before he passed, he was talking about the Poor People's Campaign, and that's not something that really gets highlighted because he started speaking to that right before his assassination. But when we talk about people making real strides and real efforts to change where we are now, even with the Voting Rights Act, that's something that people are gnawing away at now. Right. We see so much with voter suppression, the SAVE Act that's supposed to be coming to make it more difficult for people to get out and vote. So there's all of these things. So we would love to hear from y'all. I'm going to get to the comments in a second, but again, call in 478-250-1444 and answer that accountability check question. How do we actively preserve and pass down our local Black history in everyday life beyond just 1 month?
Do you have a caller?
We do not have a caller, but we do have some comments. I don't know if you want to go. Let's see what we have. Um, Ashley Woodford says we need to tell stories daily about our past. Absolutely. And Razul Salim says peace and blessings to everyone. I really love this show and all the information. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for all your love and support, y'all. And if y'all ain't been down to Salim's Fish Supreme, y'all need to go there and check that out because I love I love the fish sandwiches, y'all. Extra tomatoes for me. And then Patrick Davis says, active in the civil rights movement, Ruth Hartley Mosley planned and participated in sit-ins and was a leader of Macon's NAACP. She was also a founding board member of the Booker T. Washington Community Center. Thank you so much for that information, Patrick. That's awesome. I know she did a lot of work, I believe, with like nurses and midwives. She left that Ruth Hartley Mosley Center for us. I believe the money that she left for it just recently kind of ran low or is running low. So anytime you all have the opportunity to get to the Ruth Hartley Mosley Center, be sure to go there, support and support that dynamic historic space.
So Tia, I have a question.
Yes.
Since we have all this Black history here, with Otis Redding, and I know we have the Redding Center, which is good, and we have other Black history. Why aren't they giving? And I guess I'm asking my own self this question because I'm on the commission. Why aren't we giving more funding to these buildings to make sure that they stay open and to make sure that they are thriving like any other, business?
Absolutely. That's an important question. I think it's a matter of priorities. I would say it's a matter of what's important to the people in these spaces. How can we rally behind our commissioners as constituents, who care about places like the Tubman, places like the Little Richard House, places like the Otis Redding Center, places like the Ruth Hartley Mosley Women's Center. How do we rally behind and support our commissioners if you all, are willing to bring something to the forefront? How do we rally behind and make sure that funding gets supported and gets approved in the budget, so that way, we're not having to kind of, figure out where to get money from, and risk, these historic spaces being closing. We definitely need to, how do we do it?
Like Little Richard House, I know at one point they were saying that, they were lacking funding. Did they close it?
It was closed, I believe, for a while, and then it was reopened. And even I know I've heard, like I said, with the Ruth Hartley Mosley, Ashley just put in the chat that the Tubman definitely needs funding and donations. So, all of these things we have to, make sure we are considering and understanding that the significance and the importance. I'm sure the Douglas Theater is also another historic Black landmark that needs some support and some funding. So we just have to be aware of what is needed and how we can make sure that we are supporting these locations.
I've been watching Miss Thelma Dillard. I know she's a pioneer in the community, and I've seen her put up some of the her post, and she has some very influential political people in there. I've seen her where she says it was Jesse Jackson and it was John Lewis, and all of them were here. I think I saw Hosea Williams. They were all here, and she was saying that they were planning, they were strategizing how they were going to start voting, how they were getting people, going to have people out to vote. And I was just looking because she was putting up pictures like daily, and I was like, wow, those people were actually coming here to make it, to make sure that people could get out and vote.
Yeah, so that is awesome. And when we talk about like Sankofa, like going back to the past to understand the significance and bringing that into the present and make sure we're going forward in the right direction. And that segues us into our special guest of this evening, who I have been looking forward to just having on the show. So we're so glad he is here. We have Brother George Fadil Muhammad. He is the president of the Pleasant Hill Neighborhood Organization. He's also the founder of the Making Juneteenth Festival and Torchlight Academy. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Much.
It's an honor, great honor to be here.
Yes.
He came in here dapper.
Mr. Muhammad don't play.
Three-piece suit on, a matching tie, and a handkerchief. Oh my. Yes. I feel so underdressed.
Look, I got on the t-shirt, y'all. So, but we appreciate you, and we want to get right into it. So, first, I want to ask you, for those who may not know you, who is Brother George Fadil Muhammad beyond your titles and positions, and also what has shaped your commitment to community leadership and cultural preservation in Macon?
Okay, I'm just a brother, native Maconite, and been living here all my life except for the 4 years I was at Morehouse College in Atlanta, which I consider to be a second home. Mm-hmm. Just been involved in the community for a long time, and have a beautiful family and a lot of wonderful friends. Just been involved in a lot of beautiful, great, powerful institutions for many years, and it's really from my parents to some of the great national and international leaders, Marcus Garvey and so many, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Louis Farrakhan. Really, the Million Man March set me off as far as being an activist. But even before that, my parents always were involved in the community, George and Leontine Espy, and then many of the people that they were affiliated with, the Ballard Hudson community, and so many other groups in Macon that have done wonderful things. Most of our leaders, Mayor C. Jack Ellis, and all of the various leaders that we've seen over the years, they've all inspired me. I've been inspired by my teachers, and that's why I got involved. I mean, do something while I'm here.
Oh yeah. And you've been doing a lot of really amazing things. And what I want to ask you also, as we're talking about, because our accountability check question is, how do we pass down our local Black history in everyday life? Why is Macon's Black history important, not just here locally, but also nationally?
Well, Macon is, like I like to say, is like the dark matter in the universe. You see the stars shining brightly, but the stars come to being out of the dark matter, which is even more powerful form that's of energy that's there. Right. And so Macon has given, the Little Richards and the John Oliver Killings and the James Brown and so many other people shaped their lives to be great. Otis Redding and then just many people who've done things that we don't even realize. That is Macon is just a very special place of richness. So much untapped. I mean, we've got 17,000 years of history over at Okmulgee National Monument undiscovered. We don't really even know those melanin people. Right. That story has never been told. So you go back and you come back from those 17,000 years at least of people living here and people creating and people building culture up into the times that we know. It's Macon has so much power. When you have an example like William and Ellen Craft, that escaped Macon in 1848, but they literally triggered the Fugitive Slave Act in this country. Had hundreds of troops trying to track them down. They were so angry that they had escaped Macon in 1848, but they got away. They couldn't even read. They were illiterate, but they're very brilliant people. Right. And that's just par for the course, of what goes on in Macon. A lot of people with tremendous talent, and the history, the work, so many great people have come through this community, and that energy continues to exist, and we just have to tap into it and appreciate it and use it for the right purpose.
That's right. Absolutely. That's an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you talk about it, speaking to the power that's still here.
Yes.
Because there are so many dynamic people from our youth to, people like yourself, people like Mr. Clarence Thomas, people like Mr. Dr. Thomas Duval. Like, there are so many influential. Commissioner was just talking about Miss Thelma Dillard.
Mhm.
Like there are so many phenomenal people, and there's so much rich history, and so it's so important
Yes.
for us to make sure that we are, bringing that and continuing that forward. Commissioner, did you want to ask?
No.
So I'll ask you, as we're speaking about, dynamic leaders, you were involved with the Friends of Rosa Parks Square at its inception, along with Mayor C. Jack Ellis. So that space has kind of come to fruition, but can you explain the significance of that space and what was the original vision, and what and what we're seeing now versus what it was, and still, how does that connect?
Well, that was a gift that the only black mayor in the history of Macon in over 200 years that we've had attempted to give to this community. And he named it Rosa Parks Square. People might say, well, hey, Rosa Parks was never in Macon, but Rosa Parks influenced the four ministers, Reverend E.S. Evans, Reverend Ransomfer Jose, or Ransomfer Reverend Van J. Malone, and Reverend E.B. Pascal. Those four ministers who got on the bus did the same thing that Rosa Parks did in Alabama and Montgomery. That triggered the greatest example of unity and a bus boycott that literally broke this system and caused us to at least have the respect of being anywhere we want to be on the bus in Macon, Georgia, and it showed what economics can do. Rosa Parks, also as a black woman, black women are the most neglected and the most disrespected people on the planet, and they go through great pain, and they contribute so much to our well-being and to our lives, and historically that has happened. No shade on the men, because some of the black men start tripping, be saying, well, what about us? Y'all always talking. Nah, you didn't have to carry, you didn't have to carry you for 9 months, okay?
That's right.
To come give birth, to let you be in this universe, but she's a great example of a black woman, and we don't have enough examples like that. Additionally, her character, being a woman of dignity. We have too many women today that are disrespecting themselves. We have setting a bad example for the children. Your children cannot go any higher than the mother. They need mama to set that standard, and they need mama to show that she's a divine woman. And so Rosa Parks was a great example, and she's a great example for our community. But beyond that, Mayor Ellis wanted to have a place in honor of civil rights, in honor of freedom fighters. And we've expanded the idea, working with him, to honor our local people. We don't have anywhere in Macon where Henry McNeil Turner and William Saunders Scarborough and Lucy Laney, Lucy Craft Laney, and so many of others, Ruth Hartley Mosley. Ozzie Bell McKay needs her flowers, needs to be remembered. There's so many. So we have attempted, what we have designed in that park is a memorial wall that'll have a QR code that people can go into the history. People in Macon don't know about this because the past two mayors, Mayor Robert Rickard and the current Mayor Lester Miller, have really been very quiet, and it's almost been like a secret, and really are hesitant to really go full throttle with what Mayor Ellis wanted to do. He's not recognized and respected, and I know that might be sour with some people. I'm just straight telling you the truth, okay?
Right.
I'm not. This is no kind of making up this. I can prove exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
It's supposed to be a statue of her where you had that snowman this past Christmas. People got happy. They were excited to see the snowman and all that stuff. But that was really a misleading of the community as to for what that space is supposed to be used for. That was misleading people, getting them to disrespect something that had been left as a sacred space. Poplar Street, on every corner of Poplar Street in 1860 in the city directory, there was a slave market. At 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, or also known as Broadway, there was slave markets. Slavery, enslaved black people sold up and down Poplar Street. That is a place that needs to have a memoriam of honor for the pain and for the dehumanization of our people that gave everything, and so many structures around. This is another thing that's supposed to be information about all of the amazing buildings, invisible hands, invisible black master builders' hands, the City Hall, St. Joseph Catholic Church, city auditorium,
Right.
so many other structures around there were built with master black brick masons, bricklayers, local number 4, plasterers, and all of that. So it was intended to be a space to honor the liberation struggle and freedom struggle. And I know that's not popular with some people, but it's past due, and it's a noble place to call our city, our seat of power, city hall, the government center, to remember this is what you stand for: freedom and justice, freedom, justice, and equality for all people.
Oh, I'm
Absolutely.
so glad he gave us that history.
Yes.
Now that you're giving it to her, now I can tell people. I'm sorry. Now that you've given us that history, I'm glad because I didn't know this was land that was given
That's right.
to them,
That
and it was for a specific purpose.
That's right. And Rosa Parks, when she passed away in 2005, Mayor Ellis wanted to honor her. We are the only city. At that time, we were the only city outside of Montgomery that had any kind of park, anything named for her. And people may think all over the country that there's a lot of Rosa Parks, this and that. It's not. And again, look at Rosa Parks' character. We're
Right.
talking about the character that she represents internationally, not just here locally, not just in Montgomery, but also in Macon. But we adding our own people on this memorial wall, as well as there's supposed to be a mural that honors Sam Oney, and who was the first black student to go to Mercer, and he caught a lot of hard times with Mercer mistreating and disrespecting him. He endured a lot. Everybody standing on his shoulders is going to that school today. And William Saunders Scarborough, who was a scholar. He was the first graduate out of Atlanta University. He went to school here in Macon, Georgia, at Ballard Normal, Lewis High School. First black, first black president of Wilberforce University, and he used to translate books from Latin and Greek that were used in the Ivy League schools, from Latin and Greek into English. This man was a great scholar. We had
Right.
scholars that were developed right here in Macon, Georgia, at Ballard Normal, Lewis High School, architects. And this is why it makes no sense for us not to be having our own construction businesses. We have one great construction builder here, but contractor, but we have so few. When we built the pyramids, we built all these great structures. We built all these things here in Macon. We've been master bricklayers, master plasterers, master plumbers, master builders,
Right.
architects. But yet today we don't even have any businesses to do that. And it's like 5% every time. It's like 5% or 1% of the business, just a little bit of the business that we're able to get. So we got a lot of work to do.
We absolutely do. We
So
do.
I have a question while you're I'm gonna kind of stray off for just a second. When you're talking about the master bricklayers, is that something that we can teach these young men that are out here today? That are a lot of these young men don't have a skill, don't know how to. I'm gonna just say change a tire. They don't
Mhm.
know how to. Um, just simple little stuff. Change oil in the car, maybe even change a pipe. Stuff that I know how to do myself. So when they say the master bricklayer, are there still people around that's willing to teach them, so that we can bring some of we can give them some skills. Some of our young men that are out here on the street, that don't have a skill and they don't have no hope in having a skill. Is that something that we can kind of talk about putting together?
Absolutely. I think it's a mindset. There are people that are willing to teach uh, young people and young black men. If you look at a lot of Latino brothers and sisters,
Hmm.
they have a mindset to build and to produce, and have a mindset to work in this capacity with their hands. They realize the value of it. They come from a mindset and a culture where they're ready to do it and eager to do it, eager for the opportunity. That used to be work that we did. There's
Right.
no shame in that work.
Absolutely.
Today, it's nothing wrong with being a rapper. There's nothing wrong with going into music. But now, as you're a rapper, what are you saying?
Absolutely.
And then what is the influence of your words? Because words are powerful. Words on a rhythm, words on a melody are powerful. They're like hypnotic into the spirit. So it's so many young brothers. I want to be a rapper. I want to be a football player. Very small percentage of people that are going to make it to the NFL or NBA. and be successful. It's very, I mean, it's a hyper small percentage. But if you learn to do something with your hands, you learn a trade, you learn to be a carpenter, you learn to be a bricklayer, you learn to be a plumber. This is a skill that's going to be needed for as long as we have buildings.
Absolutely.
And people are going to need you. So it absolutely, this is something we really need to help shift the mindset of our youth to want to learn to do something productive where I can look at my work. I can look at this beautiful structure that I built, that I had the creativity to build, and I have the skill to create. It's a noble thing to do, and farming as well.
Absolutely.
And we have got to get our young people and transform the thinking that we will embrace these types of opportunities.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we really appreciate, I want to say I personally appreciate you and everything that you do and what you bring. You're president of the Pleasant Hill Neighborhood Association.
Thank you.
And with that, you're also founder of multiple cultural initiatives that are happening here. What do you see as your core responsibility to our community?
I'm responsible for all that has been given to me. My parents, I have, they live in me.
Absolutely.
Even though they have transitioned. The most beautiful parents that a human being could want. I mean, a mother and a father that love me.
Absolutely.
So many people don't have that.
Right.
And just that gift that God has allowed me, I am responsible to give all I can to help others and to help a lot of these youth that are out here, to help contribute to our community, to help to continue to represent the principles that my parents, my grandparents, and other teachers that shaped me all through the years, from elementary school to high school to college. I am responsible to carry that on. And when I went to the Million Man March in 1995, hearing Minister Farrakhan make so clear what we should do, and that key word, responsibility.
Absolutely.
So it's something that is, for as long as I live, for as long as I breathe, it is incumbent upon me that I have to give, to do something to make this community better, to make this world better, to help make other people's lives better. And as I do that, I'm going to make my own life better.
Absolutely.
Man, if the people felt like that all over Macon, man, it'll be so beautiful, loving.
Yes,
Praise be to
absolutely.
God. Praise be to God.
I thank you.
Yeah, before you get to that, because we only have about 8 minutes, we have a
Okay.
caller on the line.
Okay.
Yes, hey caller.
Hello,
Hey,
Peace.
how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, I know who this
Sound like
is.
Kimberly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm on the road. I'm on the road per usual.
Always.
Right. What you got to say to the people? Because I see you called Mr. Muhammad National Treasure, which he is.
Oh, praise be to God. Thank you.
Oh, let me tell you, I could not let this day go by when I saw that he was going to be the guest today without calling in to just express my immense gratitude to him for the way that he has lived his life as a person who has incredible strength of character, and how he has literally sacrificed and poured his whole self into not only this community, but the upliftment of our people. And
Right.
so I didn't want this day to go by without me publicly thanking him, because
Thank you.
even who I am and how I feel about my community is deeply rooted in my father and Fidel Muhammad's love for Macon, Georgia. I haven't always been proud to say that I'm from Macon, Georgia, but because of what Fidel has poured into me, because of his steadfast commitment to keeping our history, our ancestors, and the work of our hands alive in this community, not only through the Kwanzaa celebration, which is one of the longest running Kwanzaa celebrations in this nation, in a municipality, from our Juneteenth festival Festival, which is one of the longest running Juneteenth celebrations in this nation by a municipality, but how he is a man of faith as well, and a
Absolutely.
father and a leader in this community. So I just want to say thank you. I'm just going to hang up because, I can listen to him for hours.
Yes.
Um, and look, when we get on the phone with each other and have one of our real black folk kiki sessions, we be on the phone for hours.
I
Oh
know that
yeah.
was the best
And
conversation.
Oh yeah.
he'll have the dopest jazz music playing in the background. So I have to turn down my ratchet trap music because I know he doesn't approve. Because look, Sister Tia and Sister Denise, I know he doesn't approve of the kind of music I listen to. So I turn my music off to
Don't let him
listen
fool
to
you.
his music
Don't let him fool
that
you.
is that's wholesome for my brain and my vibrational energy on this earth. And so,
Right.
Brother Muhammad, we just love you,
I
and
love
we
you
Yes.
just
too.
thank you for who you are
Yes.
and
Same
how
to
you
you.
persevere and how you
Thank
stand and how you stand ten toes down for
That's
Black
right.
people. And we just love
That's
you,
right.
brother. And
I
that's all
love
I
you
just
too.
call to say is just
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
and we love you. Ramadan Mubarak to you,
Ramadan
and that's
Kareem.
all. That's all. I'm just gonna hang up and listen some more.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
We
Sister
got a few
Kimberly.
minutes left. We appreciate that, Kim. It was powerful.
Right? Likewise, ditto. I feel the same way about you.
Brother Muhammad got that quiet storm voice.
He does. I'm telling you, when he was talking to Baby T Car, it was just so peaceful. It was like they had a connection that was there, and I love Mr. Muhammad's spirit. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And he's so powerful.
Thank you.
We only got a few
yours
minutes
too.
left.
Yes,
The time went by so fast.
Yeah.
It
But
did.
I need to ask you, I got two questions, a two-part
Okay.
question.
Okay.
What inspired you to establish the Macon Juneteenth Festival? And which Kwanzaa principle do you believe Macon most needs
Okay.
to lean into right now?
Okay. Okay. When I read about Juneteenth, we started Kwanzaa November. Well, we learned from Akbar Imhotep how to celebrate Kwanzaa, what Kwanzaa was. He's a great, he's a puppet master, storyteller from Atlanta. And it was at Ruth Hartley Mosley Women's Center, November 15th, 1992.
Mm-hmm.
And that December, just a month later, we did our first Kwanzaa event at Tubman Museum. But then I read this book by, I think his name is Joseph Anyike. I know his name is Anyike.
Mm-hmm.
African American holidays, and it mentioned, I saw Juneteenth, and when I saw Juneteenth, it said Juneteenth is a celebration of the end of slavery. That was it. When I saw it, I said the end of slavery. Oh yeah,
we celebrate.
we
this.
need to celebrate this. Why are we not celebrating it? And we immediately, 1993, June 19th. It just so happened. I mean, God has been in this from the
Absolutely.
beginning. When we first stepped onto the into the current, into the stream, onto the river, however you want to say, it was June 19th that year.
Mm.
And we just jumped right into it.
Right.
And then 16 years into celebrating it in the Tatnall Square Park, we found out Tatnall Park is where Macon was surrendered. So people say, well, you're talking about Texas, Macon has a Juneteenth. They had an April 10th. April 20th, 1865 was when Macon was surrendered.
Right.
Okay. And so that was why we started, because freedom is a universal need for our people. And with Kwanzaa, I would say the first thing I hit is really we all of them. I'm gonna tell you really.
That's right.
To our community out here, you need to look and pull up Nguzo Saba right now on your phone. Pull it up and study those 7 principles and look and tell me, don't we need every one of them?
Every single day.
But unity is the first one. Why we always split the vote? Why we always got all these different folk running for office that they're not qualified, shouldn't, and they running, bumping heads against each other, wasting your money. And we done that year after year after year, ever since Mayor C. Jack Ellis left. The fear of Black leadership, the fear of a Black planet. Well, after all these years, it's time.
That's
It's
right.
time for some Black mayors. It's fine. We got all kinds of people here, But it's that, when you got a long line, man, take your turn. It's our turn. But our people are not voting, and they're scared to vote, and the minds are closed to voting, unfortunately. But unity and faith,
That's right.
faith in our leaders, faith in the righteousness and victory of our leaders.
We need another album. Right. We're gonna have you back on. Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate you. We appreciate Mr. Muhammad and everyone in the comments. We love y'all. Peace and blessings.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.